Assalamu alaikum. We've started the month of Zilhaj. It's a holy month from very different perspectives. The first of the month is the blessed occasions of the marriage of Imam Ali alayhi salam and Sayyidah Fatima Zahra. And then the ninth of the month is the day of Arafah, followed by the Hajj, which is part of the day of Arafah is part of the Hajj. Then the Eid al-Qurba, Eid al-Adha, followed by 18th of the month, which is the day of Qadir, and then followed by 24th, which is another blessed occasion of Eid al-Mubahala. The days of this month are blessed, especially the first 10 days, and they're mentioned in Quran on two occasions. First in Surah Al-Fajr and second in Surah Al-Araf. And for the reference of Surah Al-Araf, it's linked to the promise that Allah did to Prophet Moses, that he asked him to come for 30 days and then extended it for 10 more days to make it 40. And it was within these 10 days the entire nation of Israel changed and started worshipping the calf, because Samari introduced that to them. This is a period of ibadah, but also it's a period of reflection. And I would like to highlight this question for all of us, because this is the second year in all the history of Islam, pretty much, and even before, that Hajj has been restricted and has been limited, has been closed to the Muslims around the world. The pilgrims were limited to 5,000 last year. Now they will be probably 60,000, but very limited to people living within one country, Saudi Arabia. But have we ever asked ourselves, why has this happened? And if this hasn't happened in the last 1400 years, and we've had flus, we've had plagues, we've had things happen in the past, why now are we locking everyone, and who's making this decision? And I'm not arguing against or for the decision. I'm putting out this question: why are we in a place where we cannot even touch the Kaaba? We cannot even pray in the mosque of the Prophet. Why is that? So few things that come to my mind, and I'll be very happy to listen to any other thoughts. But we need to reflect as Muslims. Have we made a mistake? Have we done something as Muslims, as humans, that has really angered Allah to the point that the blessing of Kaaba is now beyond our reach? And we know that the day of Arafah is one of the biggest day of blessings, and being in the land of Arafah and asking for that help from Allah and that rahmah from Allah was a great blessing for Muslims, but now we cannot. So as Muslims, what did we do wrong? I can think of few things. First, we accepted a killer to be the custodian of the holy sites, the holiest sites in Islam. A person who is a bona fide killer of Muslims, children, women in Yemen, who has slaughtered Jamal Kashoggi, which is a very obvious action that was taken by that person, and it was condemned by the United States Congress. Number two, we as Muslims kept quiet when in 2015 a minority group of Muslims were cornered in a stampede and they suffocated to death in blistering heat of Makkah. And there was no help, there was no question asked. And this kind of free reign was given to one particular group who's running the holy cities. And then we Muslims, we never ask who decides that there should be 60,000 people or 5,000 people or no person doing Hajj or Umrah at any time. Is it okay for a regime which came into being and as they were literally dacoits and were supported by British. They took over Hijaz over like almost 100 years ago. They destroyed all the holy sites, and the Muslim world kept quiet. For 100 years, there has been voice raised, but it hasn't come out saying that this is wrong. This is an occupation. Hijaz has to be free. It has to be an independent area where all the Muslims have equal rights. Not one particular sect governs what happens, what books are published, how people are treated. It shouldn't be like that. Why are we allowing this for 100 years? And now look, Kaaba being closed and cordoned off is not an ordinary thing. It's a it's an azab. It's a punishment from Allah. We should think about it. Therefore, it is time for us to make a decision as Muslims, as people who know and realize that there is something fundamentally wrong with the way the affairs are run, where people where Muslims are not supported by the custodians of the holy sites. They're only supporting those who are supporting their own interests. They do not deserve to have the custody of the holy sites. It cannot be with the killers. It's time that we raise this voice. We raise the question. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.